I'd like to call this meeting to order at 11 a.m. I'd like to recognize the public, and if anyone shows up, to ask them to please sign in. The rules of procedure are available. Any new additions?
I have one new addition under communications, which we'll get to.
Okay. Changes to agenda order? Hearing none. Approval of the minutes. I would entertain a motion.
So
I have a change.
Well, we
Wait,
have first have to.
We have to move it and then
And
so
second
I'd entertain a motion to approve the regular minutes from April 24th, 2017.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion. Anyone have any edits?
I do. Is it? We had two sets of minutes, right?
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
So there's one where I was missing in the minutes as attending, and I was there. That was the one we had in the afternoon.
Oh, you're present for both.
You're present on both of them.
Oh. Okay. Then I'm mistaken.
Okay.
It's okay.
And then on the then there's on that afternoon one.
Okay, we'll get to that one.
Okay.
Let's do the 24th
All right,
first.
fine. Yep.
Any other edits to the April 24th? Or any edits
Any
to the
edit,
April 24th meeting minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Unopposed. I'd entertain.
Sign it before we forget. Please.
Yes, I was just thinking.
Oop, my pen ran out of ink.
Here.
Thank you.
Sure. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the April 28th, 2017 minutes.
So moved.
So seconded.
Discussion.
Yes. So am I on? I don't.
You are.
I'm in attendance.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but I did not second the motion about the listers because I left.
That's correct. I seconded it.
Yeah.
So that we need to have that edit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for the 28th.
So do we need to have a motion to accept the minutes as corrected?
Correct.
I would so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Do you want to print that out?
I will print out a new one.
Okay.
Which I have just edited.
Thanks. To new business, discarding old documents. So Peter and Penny and I went upstairs into the attic area last week. Basically, it's massive storage. Some documents from decades ago. For example, like a box of Old Town reports from 10 years ago. So Penny didn't want to throw anything out without our okay. So what I'd like to propose is that we give Penny the okay to throw out any documents that don't need to be retained under
State
state statute.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with that.
So are you going to second it?
Well, somebody needs to
Wait.
move it. I would.
I so move.
Oh, you're moving it and I will second it. And so now discussion?
Discussion.
Okay, so I imagine that we support her discretion. I mean, certain things.
And she's using the criteria that the state has for preserving
record keeping.
documents. Yeah.
Exactly, and it really is a lot of we just start pulling out the boxes. It's just people just start shoving things up there and not necessarily.
isn't there
There's no
gonna-
filing or index system, for example. It's just.
And there's going to be work on the roof
Ex-
that necessitates
Yes.
cleaning that out.
Exactly, and that was sort of one of the reasons we went up there to check it out. So
And so is she going to need any extra help for that? I mean, it's not a financial concern like getting people to bring boxes downstairs and sort them.
No, I do think that they might need to have a document shredding company come in and take some stuff if necessary.
From what I understand, we were talking about this actually earlier this
Okay.
week. If any documents that would potentially need shredding would be regulated by state mandate as far as their disposal. So
Okay.
at the moment, the things that can be disposed of from the conversation with Penny and Ellie is they can be thrown in the recycling. There's no sensitive information in there.
Okay, even better.
Excellent.
So they just need your approval
Or okay to
to dispose of them.
Okay, so are we ready
Yeah,
to
we-
vote on that?
Do you have any
I'm
questions?
fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. On to the annual financial audit, Peter.
So, I received in the mail a little over a week ago this document, which I'll pass around, which is the inquiry from our professional auditors, Mudgett, Janae, and Crow, requesting us to set up a meeting for the initial audit review, which is now going to happen on the 24th and 25th of this month, tentatively based on your approval of it.
And this is an annual occurrence.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do it, on a regular basis. This is our usual auditors.
Do we have to have an audit every year, or is it every 3 years?
We don't have to. We have been doing it every year.
Yep, so the
As a-
select board has chosen to do so.
Yeah, as just,
I
a
think it's
precautionary measure, just to make sure everything's in order, to fix any suggestions or findings made by the auditors.
Mhm.
They're very easy to work with. They've,
And for the
In the
work they
past.
do, it's very reasonable.
it's reasonably priced.
And they say very nice things about you, Peter. The town has designated Peter Rude, who possesses suitable skill, knowledge, and experience to oversee the services.
So do we need to meet with the auditors, or?
Once you guys approve of, this year's audit, I will meet with them. If you wish to, you're more than welcome to be present. It's nothing hidden. You are overseers of the town, so.
And so how pro forma is this? Do new things come up every year about how we report things or irregularities? What's it about?
Yeah, that's exactly like how we're running things through our books. They point out, oh, you should be doing things this way, or we suggest that maybe you adjust how you're booking other items. So what they'll do is they'll give us a report. So I've never been to an audit. I've just always Katie has or the town administrators handled the audit and gotten everything ready for the auditors and worked with them, and then we've reviewed their findings and their report to us, which will hopefully have no findings.
Yeah.
$14,500. That's kind of high, isn't it? Or is that
Not that what I've seen
really?
in my other positions, not
In
at all.
my other work, I think that is very reasonable.
Okay. So this is basically a letter that says we're going to go ahead with the audit.
Yep, so this is, so you guys just have
after
to,
June.
This is our, they're saying,
Yeah.
hey, we'd like to do it, here would be the cost, do you approve us moving forward?
Yeah.
yep. So what will happen is tentatively, we have scheduled the 24th and 25th of May for them to come and do their initial review. And what they do is they come in, meet with me, meet with Penny, because she's the treasurer, go over their standard questions that they have for us every year. Then
Do they go in the books and have you pull some things for them?
Yeah.
we will pull random things for them, and then what they do is they will return. They said it's normally in the end of July, beginning of August, once Penny and Pete have closed all the books for the year, and that's when they do the full in-depth data gathering, and then they'll take it back to their offices, analyze it, and then we generally have a report to us by the beginning of October.
Mhm.
Great.
Terrific, thank you.
So I would entertain a motion to accept the proposal for the audit.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
So Veranda moved that one.
We were neck and neck.
On to old business, the traffic ordinance. So in the Google Drive, I worked with Dan and just revamped the traffic ordinance, which hadn't been touched since 2007, I believe.
Thank you for
And
doing
we
that.
have that?
Yep,
Yeah.
it was added to the Google Drive.
I skimmed it.
It's reading where all the stop signs are is really riveting. Yeah, I know.
Look good to me.
So did you have a chance to review it, Miranda?
No.
Do you want to discuss? Do you want to hold off on discussing it?
No, let me,
Do you want to take a look at
Yes.
the paper? So what it does is it basically sets forth where all our signage is, the rules of the road, speed signs, stop signs, where they are located, for example.
and so were there a lot of changes this time to the,
Not too many. We changed some locations of the 45-hour-mile
Oh,
speed
yes.
signs down
Uh-huh.
Guilford Center Road. We added, there was some change in terminology about caution signs. So we just fixed that. We updated that language. We also added, because there's signs for the load
On the bridges?
on the bridges that are on actually every major artery into the town. And we added the height signs that were included for the Green River Covered Bridge.
oh, well, that's good.
Just to sort of get all our signage accounted for.
Well, good.
And someone clipped the intersection sign of Weatherhead Hollow Road and Guilford Center Road. Did we know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's about the third time. And it must be a truck that comes by and
Just accidentally mix it.
Well, thank you for your work on this. It seems like a significant piece of reinvestigation.
It was good to just have it updated after 10 years. I did have 2 edits, though, that I caught after the fact.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so what are
So I'd
they?
like to include those edits. I incorporated the definitions of the 23 VSA Section 4 by reference, and I'd like to just add on to that sentence, and such definitions shall control in the case of any conflict with our definitions that.
So
Or
you're
set
gonna
forth.
make those edits later?
No, we can do it. I think we can pass the motion with that
Okay.
now. Just so that if the statute changes in 2 years and parking is, the definition of parking with the statute is in conflict with our definition of parking, the state statute will control. So that
Okay.
it'll just
Yeah.
take care of any discrepancies. And then. Where did I find that?
Yeah, I think that I don't see this document on my Google Drive, which is why I didn't read it. So I'll check with Peter afterwards.
Yep, it's under
to-
the May 8th, 2017 Select Board meeting folder.
There was a reference that said this ordinance shall be referred to as the, and it's a 2016 ordinance instead of 2017. So I'd just like
Oh,
to
sure.
make that change. And then just note that it will be posted, it needs to be posted in the Commons
Yep,
and then filed with the clerk.
yep.
And so I'd accept a motion to approve
So moved.
with the
With the
edits.
edits.
With edits.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, next on our agenda, RFP update.
Oh,
So this will not be too difficult. Let me finish my notes. Okay. So based off of the previous 2 discussions around the RFP, Gabby and I made a few edits to it. One of which was to include, make it possible for a construction manager to potentially bid on it.
Ah,
In addition to
In addition
to
to
the
correct.
carpenters.
That's
for
correct.
instance,
Yeah,
Or
construction
design
and so
build.
this
build.
was based on your experience that we wanted that person to have the flexibility
Mhm.
both to oversee and,
Right, based on our discussion at the previous meeting.
Yeah.
And it was
about the
Isaac's
RFP.
recommendation.
That's correct, and
Yeah.
Gabby totally agreed with it.
Yeah.
So I have also set in place one of the other things that we did is we made a site visit as something mandatory so that they can get an understanding of our space, as well as see the old blueprints that we have as to what the previous plans were supposed to be. At the moment, I've had probably half a dozen responses. I think that 2 of them are legitimate. 2 of them were from out of state. And so we want to really focus on somebody who's at least within Vermont, preferably local.
Yeah,
So-
someone from Guilford would be
That would be
most desired.
ideal.
It would be
Yeah,
ideal. So the first site visit that I have set up is this coming Monday morning, and the second one is next Thursday afternoon. At the moment, we have GPI construction coming on Monday morning, and I also have had a positive response from a construction management firm whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, that's based out of Waitsfield, Vermont.
oh, that's pretty far away.
It is, but they have expressed interest and they're trying to find. I've also opened up the opportunity that if either of those 2 site visits are not feasible, that we would be reasonable enough to accommodate an additional time.
Mhm.
So I'm waiting to hear back from them as to when they plan on coming down for the site visit.
Mhm.
Where did you post the RFP?
So based on conversation with both Isaac and with Gabby, I've posted it. It's on our website. And then there's a small inexpensive ad that was put into both the Commons and the Reformer. And then Isaac strongly recommended there's within the state of Vermont, there's a website where you can post RFPs. And if you're a municipality, a county, or the state government, you can post them for free. And it automatically gets sent out to all these to over 6,000 subscribers.
That's great.
And so that's actually where GPI got it from.
Oh, that's great.
And they're
Yep.
in Brattleboro.
They are,
Yep,
they are.
They're just over on Canal Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, so far I think it's moving ahead. We moved the deadline to the end of June for submissions, so it may take a couple of weeks for us to actually hear from people.
Well, Gabby, I knew that you had some concerns about the RFP and that you had met with Peter about it, and so did you find that you were more
I think, yeah, we
in
went
sync
through, we
with-
found blueprints, for example, so people have floor plans and a footprint and an idea of,
Great.
we have some direction, and Peter's going to give them some direction at the meetings, which would be,
Mhm.
I think, great.
Terrific.
Good.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
both-
expertise or your experience and
And no, and Isaac's been awesome too.
Yeah,
So thank
absolutely.
him for helping us.
And with anyone that it shows an interest, particularly the 2 that have already, but I will with future ones as well. What's happened is I have outlined for them what we know to be our current needs, but because none of us are architects or
you're right.
experienced in the building trades, that we also would be interested to know what they see with their trained eyes.
Yeah.
So.
How old is this building?
Was originally built in 1971, and then this addition that we're sitting in was built in 1997.
So it was built to be the town office?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because there used to be a Marjorie.
Oh, Marguerite Evans.
Marguerite Evans's house. Yeah.
So,
All right, thank you, Peter.
yep.
On to the highway. I met with Dan actually last Thursday in preparation for Monday's meeting. But they're still doing the same thing, which is grading, and more grading. So hopefully the weather will
the
keep
grading,
up.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's been a problem because of the rain and the
Yeah.
weather. So hopefully with this good weather, we won't get much rain.
Have you been over Tater Lane recently?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's
no.
huge holes and
Well, I know they're working hard to do it. So
Yeah.
hopefully the weather will give them a break to actually do it in the next couple days.
Mhm.
All right, on to finance. I'd entertain a motion to pay payroll and warrants.
so moved.
I second.
Okay, so
Wait.
I would entertain a motion to pay for the following payroll and warrants.
Yes.
Payroll for the week ending April 30th, 2017 in the amount of $7,674.20. Payroll for the week ending in May 7th, 2017 in the amount of $5,820.86. Expense warrant number 1721 in the amount of $22,080.63, and expense warrant 21A in the amount of $1,313 even, for a grand total of payroll and warrants of $36,888.69.
So moved.
So seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. There were no really
Please sign them.
outstanding
So, split these up.
payments. Mostly, I think the biggest one was gravel for about $6,000.
So, okay.
That's out of that 22,000.
The 22,000, correct.
Okay, so,
Just a second.
okay, no, I just was wanting to make sure that I was, there isn't more, each one of these is separate, right?
That's correct. So that's the 21A warrant.
Yep, and there should-
This is the
Okay.
finance warrant. So this one, you've done this one?
That's payroll that
Payroll.
goes in here. So there should be 2 payrolls and 2 warrants.
And this is the other payroll.
Okay, so I'm sending
And
this
this is the
big wad
21
over to
That's
Richard.
the
Yep.
large warrant, and this is the final payroll.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, has that got it all?
When Gabby's done there, I think
We're good. 2 payroll and 2 warrants.
I'll give those later.
Correct. All right. I'd now entertain a motion to go into executive session pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A1 and invite Peter to join us.
So moved.
I so second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And it is at 11:22.
Mm-hmm.
Recording again.
And coming out of executive session at 11:32, no actions were taken. On to communications. And I will just, before Peter goes, I wanted to say thank you to Ellie for organizing and working at Green Up Day. She's awesome, and they do a
Let
lot
the
of...
minutes so reflect, right?
I'm doing so.
And, a million things, because she's been doing it for a long time, and it's a great, great program. And thank you to everyone who participated, too.
All right, so the other communication we have is the town has received a very lengthy handwritten letter from Richard Pascal of Coleraine, Massachusetts, to inform us that on April the 19th, this is just a summary, this is not directly reading it because I don't want to take 20 minutes to read this letter, that he was driving up from Coleraine up to Brattleboro on Stage Road and supposedly incurred some damage to his car. Twice in his letter, he very clearly states that he does not expect any compensation from the town. However, at the very end of the letter, he states that he feels justified to receive full compensation for damages and feel it is a responsibility of the town of Guilford to pay for any necessary repairs to restore his vehicle to safety. And then he requests us to inform him of our position on this matter.
What was the
So that, if we want to discuss it, my suggestion would be going into executive session.
Yes.
Yes, I think that it is an
We should
executive.
discuss it.
So I would entertain a motion to enter into executive discussion for a potential legal issue
So moved.
Second,
and invite Peter.
yes, so invited.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Going into executive session at 11:34 a.m. Coming out of executive session at 11:43 a.m. No action taken. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So seconded,
All in favor?
Aye.
No
We
opposed.
adjourned at 11:43.
yes.